Happy Sunday, everyone. This is my third video, a glimpse into our week. And this week I am featuring all of the kitchen activities, not all of them, but a lot of what I have been doing. And as we follow along with the Three Rivers Homestead, their pantry challenge, I find myself doing it a bit differently because, like I mentioned last time, I don't have a big garden. I didn't have a big garden this summer, and we don't raise our own livestock, and so I don't have what she has for her to draw from throughout the year. So I'm not canning because of those same reasons. This week, though, we did have something really interesting happen. Our subscription produce box, Misfits Market, actually sent us an extra box this week, which we weren't expecting, and it was a challenge because I didn't want what we already had in our fridge, which was pretty full, to go bad, and now we have all this extra produce. So this week, you'll find me kind of figuring out what to do with those produce items so they don't go bad. Because remember, our whole idea here and the way I'm choosing to do this challenge is just to use what's in my house and make a good, be a good steward of it so that I can feed my family and save money. And I hate throwing away food. I hate throwing away any food, even if we didn't like it. I try to figure out a way to use it so that it doesn't go to waste. So you'll find me this week doing, making apple scrap vinegar. This is something I learned from Three Rivers Homestead, and you can look for her and search up that video that she does. I've started making that about 6 months ago, and it was done this week. So, and I should talk you through a little bit of the process. I also did some pickling of veggies because of, like I mentioned, we had all that surplus, and so I found I really enjoy pickled veggies, and it's a good way to let them last longer in your fridge. So I hope you guys enjoy. We didn't have the snowfall this week. We've just been enjoying the 2 feet plus that's on the ground, which is plenty. And we did get some good days of sunshine. But I hope you're all having a great day, and thank you guys for following along. Have to take the little kids over here to hike along this stream. I think they would really like that. This is a different view of Hume Lake. Normally it's a lake, but now we've got this really awesome little stream that's running down. So we'll have to do that soon. And it was 15 degrees this morning, but the sun is warm. Well, the update no one asked for. I didn't love this. The texture was too gummy. I think maybe I needed to add more liquid per the chia seeds, but it might be really good in an overnight oats situation where it's mixed with the oats. Anyways, I'm sure that the kids aren't gonna love this. It's so good for you, though. I want to find a way to use it. Maybe just adding to smoothies would be a good way to go. Basically, I've figured out what I need to make 2 loaves a week. Is I have my jars are, my starter is split into 2 jars so that I have room, so they both have room to double, which I'm gonna even it up, but you want your starter to double, and that's when you know you're ready to bake, when it's active enough. So I'll be doing that probably tomorrow morning. I'll bake. This is a really simple sourdough bread recipe. It's been my staple for the last almost a year now, but it's just flour, water, your starter, olive oil, and salt. And this is the first step of just mixing it all together, and then you're gonna let it rise for about 12 hours. This is the next morning. The dough sat all night long in the oven. The oven was not turned on. It was just a warm, closed-in space. So I'm gonna put this into loaves now, and it'll rise for just about an hour and then bake. This is the starter that I have left. I think I'm gonna do 1 more loaf, so I'll do 3 total. Because I only really have 2 things that I bake in, so I'll do 2 at a time. Then after that, I'll come back and do 1 more. That should last us about 2 weeks. The basic method for shaping a dough is just basically this kind of a method over and over again until you have a really tight loaf. The tighter the better, because it's going to be expanding and rising. And so I'm just pinching it and I'm gonna put it in my baskets. But this is what the first one looks like. It'll rise covered here for about an hour. What happened was the previous week we had a box not able to come because of snowstorms, and so they canceled that box. But then this week they resent a new box, which we didn't know was coming and we didn't expect, but we were really thankful that we have all these produce and we will find ways to use it. I was a little disappointed to get fresh beets again because last time my family didn't like what I did with them, so I'm on the hunt to figure out a way to use those. And everything else I know we'll be able to use up. But yeah, it's a good problem to have. Some of you guys remember my little incident with beets a few weeks ago. I added them to a soup, and that was not a good idea. It turned the whole soup bright red. So we got more beets today, and we didn't choose the things we got today. So if you don't choose before your order ships, they put your box together. So we got more beets. I am a little annoyed about that because I wanted to show you one way I really like the beets, but there's not a lot of ways that I like them so far. So we'll see what I can do with those fresh ones. So I pickled our last batch, but these were raw. They're not cooked. I really like them raw more because they're crunchy. They have the texture of kind of like a carrot, a raw carrot. And I put them in apple cider vinegar and sugar and salt, and there's some olive oil in here. But basically, they're just like pickled, almost like kind of like pickled onions, if you've done those. I don't know, I like them. They can be eaten on the side. They can be eaten in a salad. I ate them on the side last night. What did we have? I don't even remember. But just a vegetable on the side. My family they wouldn't try them. But the jar probably will last me quite a while in the fridge. Anyway, try them if you haven't yet. This is chicken tortilla soup with bone broth that I made last week. I'm trying to use up things in my pantry and things I have on hand. And then I also got a vegetable broth going here with veggies that were kind of on their way out, plus scraps left over from other things. And then here I am shaping those 2 loaves I ended up making, and I'm decided to do them jalapeno and cheese, which is a new thing for us in sourdough bread. We'll see how they come out. But I have put jalapenos and cheese inside each loaf, and then I'm putting it all over the tops. Here I have laid out some vegetables that I want to pickle. I'm gonna do these beets, I'm gonna do red onions, I'm going to do cabbage and make sauerkraut, and then also I'm gonna try radishes with scallions together. I have never done that one before, but this is the raw pickled beets I showed before. They actually were really good, and I enjoy them on the side or with a sandwich or in a salad. But you're just gonna prep your stuff. You're just gonna trim and peel the beets and then slice them. I like to do them in chunks for pickling. And then I also am keeping a little bit in a baggie because I found they actually are really good blended up in a smoothie. Not a lot, don't overdo, just add about 3 chunks in a smoothie and you get a bright color and the vitamins there. But, and then yeah, the kids don't really like the idea that I put beets in there, so I just don't tell them and they have no idea and they're getting the nutrients. But I really enjoy the red onions pickled. They're really yummy with tacos or on a sandwich or in a salad. They're good in a lot of ways. And then all the scraps, I'm going to put them in with water and make a veggie broth again. And this is the finished product of all the pickling I did today. This is the apple scrap vinegar I started 6 months ago, and it's done now. Basically, I'm gonna show you here, I just have 1 cup of water and 1 tablespoon of sugar and then some apple cores. It's a small batch, but I'm gonna add some apple cores in the next few days as we use them up. But this is just gonna sit for 2 weeks. That little cup inside is holding down everything, so we don't have anything above the surface.